Okay, chicos, now let's talk about gender and numbers of nouns. This is Gramática section 1.2, page 37. Okay, so let's take a look. It says, nouns, words that represent people and things in Spanish are classified as either masculine and feminine. Masculine nouns often end in O, very important, don't forget, mostly or not most of the times, the last letter of a masculine noun is O. El sombrero, for example, the hat, el sombrero. Feminine nouns often end in A, very often, not always. La falda, the skirt, for example, is a feminine noun. In addition, words ending in sion, very important. Try to remember these rules so you will identify if the noun is masculine or feminine. Sion, sion, or the letter D with suffixes like DAD, TAD, or TUD are also feminine. Bien. For example, Madrid es una ciudad. DAD. Muy bonita. Madrid is a beautiful city. Madrid is a very beautiful city in this case. Ciudad, because the last letters are DAD of this noun is feminine. Una ciudad. Bonita with A. Bien, masculine nouns usually end in O. Feminine nouns usually end in A. Another example. La civilización maya fue muy avanzada. The Mayan civilization was very advanced. Civilización. Sion. That tells you that this word is feminine. That's why we say la. And we're going to learn articles in a little bit. La civilización maya fue muy avanzada with A. The adjective also ends in A because it's a feminine adjective describing a feminine noun. Let's go to the next paragraph. But the terms masculine and feminine are grammatical classifications only. Spanish speakers do not perceive things such as notebooks or doors as being male or female. It's only grammatical. On the other hand, words that refers to males are usually masculine. El amigo. Now we're talking about the gender of the person that we're talking about. El amigo, the friend. El amigo is a male friend. And words that refer to females are usually feminine. La amiga. La amiga. Yeah. So don't forget the male or female gender is only for the grammar aspect of things. But for people, yes, we're talking about the real gender. Eloy, example, Eloy es mi amigo. Amigo. Eloy es mi amigo. He's my friend. Male friend. How do you know? Because I'm using the O at the end of amigo, the noun. Y Claudia es mi amiga. We know that Claudia is a female person because I'm using A as the last word, the last letter, sorry. Amiga. Eloy es mi amigo y Claudia es amiga de él. And Claudia is his friend. His friend. Yeah, de él. De is of or from. Eloy is my friend and Claudia is a friend of his. Here, you will acquire these endings later. For now, don't worry about them as you speak. You can refer to the to your text if you have any doubts when you are editing or writing. Yeah, so don't worry too much and don't try to memorize everything right now. But the more you remember, the better. Letter B, because Spanish nouns have genders, adjectives and words that describe nouns also have genders to agree with the corresponding nouns. Adjective need to agree with the nouns in the gender and number. In this case, camisa, we know that camisa is feminine because the last letter is A. Camisa, which means shirt. Negra, black. We can say negro because we know that camisa is feminine. Another example, sombrero, negro with O. Sombrero is a masculine noun because we have the last letter O. Sombrero negro. Bien, so adjective and nouns, they need to agree. See Gramática 1.3 for information on adjectives that end in E or ISTA or a consonant. We'll see that in a little bit. Letter C, like English, Spanish has definite. Okay, these are articles now. Definite articles to express the. THE are definite articles, and indefinite articles to express a or n. Articles in Spanish are also changed change form according to the gender of the nouns they accompany. For example, definite and indefinite. Very important, this part. Definite article would be the. THE in English has 4 possibilities in Spanish. El, la, and you will see also los and las later. Let me show you. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're only focusing on the singular versions for now. Yeah. So we're gonna see only 2 options now, definite articles, singular only. Okay. And indefinite articles has a or n, which is un or una in this case. Vamos a ver, let's take a look because we have only also 2 more versions. Masculine, el suéter. Suéter is only one thing, so el suéter. And it's masculine, we say el. El sombrero, the hat. Feminine, la. La blusa, la chaqueta. You see the last letter, blusa, chaqueta. Now, indefinite. Here, definite, we know what blusa, what blouse, or what jacket we're talking about. If I ask you, please bring me the jacket, you will know, oh, the jacket. You're supposed to know what jacket we're talking about, right? If I say una blusa, una chaqueta, if I tell you, please bring me a jacket, the idea is that you can bring me any jacket, indefinite. That's the idea of indefinite. I'm wearing a hat. I'm wearing any hat that I had in my closet. But if I told you I'm wearing the hat, you might ask me, oh, the hat, the one that I gave you, the one that you bought. You're supposed to know what specific hat you're wearing. That's why it is called definite. Bien, sorry. For example, hoy Claudia lleva un vestido nuevo. Claudia is wearing a new dress today. Any new dress, un, indefinite. La chaqueta de Omar is roja. Omar's jacket is red. The jacket that he's wearing at the moment is red. We don't say a jacket that Omar is wearing is red. We're being specific. That's why it's called definite. Okay, let's continue. How can you determine the gender of the noun? The gender of the article and or adjective that modifies the noun will usually tell you whether the noun is masculine or feminine. So in addition, the following 2 simple rules will help you determine the gender of the noun most of the time. Spanish nouns are classified either masculine or feminine, as I mentioned before. The articles change according to the grammatical gender and agree with the nouns they modify. Un abrigo. Abrigo is masculine because of the O, so you use un, not una, but un. Blusa. The last letter is A, so una. Una universidad, DAD, una. El libro, the book. Book, libro, the last letter is O, so el. Y casa, A is the last letter, so la. You can say la or una casa. La casa is the house, una casa is a house. Yeah, so this is, now let's go to page 37. I don't want to make this video too long, but this topic is, yes, is a little longer than the other ones. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at this rule. Rule number 1, page 38. A noun that refers to a male is masculine. A noun that refers to a female is feminine. Sometimes they are a pair distinguished by the endings O or A. Other times they are completely different words. For example, un amigo, una amiga, un hombre, una mujer. Hombre, mujer. Hombre doesn't end in O, but the meaning of the word is telling you that is masculine. Un hombre. Mujer doesn't end in A, but the meaning of mujer is woman. Un chico, un muchacho. Una chica, una muchacha. Un niño, o una niña. For some nouns referring to people, the masculine form ends in a consonant and the feminine word form adds a to the masculine noun. There are some nouns that end in a consonant and are masculine. Un profesor. In order to make it feminine, add an a, una profesora. Un señor, masculine, ends in a consonant. Add an a and it becomes feminine. Una señora. Other nouns do not change at all. Only the accompanying article changes. There are some nouns that doesn't change, that don't change, but the article will tell you what gender it is. Estudiante, student. How do you know that is if it's a masculine or feminine student, male or female? Because of the article. Un is masculine because of the rules that we just studied. So we are talking about a male student. Un joven, un recepcionista, una estudiante, una joven, a young woman because of the article una. Lastly, to finish this video, rule number 2, for most nouns that refers to things rather than to people or animals, nouns that refers to things, the gender is reflected in the last letter of the word. Nouns that end in O are usually grammatically masculine, and nouns that end in A are usually grammatically feminine. Nouns that end in DAD, TAD, these are things that we already saw, rules that we saw in the last video, actually at the beginning of this video. Don't forget, these last letters tells you the gender of these words. Let's take a look. We're talking about things now, not people. Abrigo, un or el abrigo. Abrigo ends in O, so it's masculine. Sombrero. In other words, there's no abriga, there's no sombrera, there's no vestida or zapata. No, these words, this is the way we write these words, and they don't change. By default, these words are masculine. Abrigo, sombrero, vestido, zapato. Whereas these words are always feminine. Camisa, descripción, falda, universidad. Bien. And we go here. Let me take a look at letter E. Yeah, let's finish these 2 rules and we'll be okay. Words that refers to things may also end in E or in consonants other than D or N from the letter combinations DAD or TAD. TUD, SION or CION. Most of these words that you have heard so far are masculine, but sometimes are feminine. For example, un automóvil, una clase, la clase. Bien, la clase. Clase, it doesn't end in E, or sorry, it doesn't end in O or A, but is feminine. You need to remember the gender of in this case because there's no specific rule. Words that refer to things may also end in E. So like this one, clase. Clase, the class is feminine. Color ends in a consonant is masculine. Luz ends in a Z is feminine. You need to remember this, the gender of these words because they're tricky to remember. There's no specific rule. Lápiz, el reloj, el traje y el país. Okay, here, letter E. Spanish and English now may be singular or plural. Almost all plural words in Spanish end in S or ES, like blusas, suéteres, zapatos, niñas, and so on. In Spanish, unlike English, articles before plural nouns and adjectives that describe plural nouns must also be plural. So the articles must be plural. Now we're talking about the plural version of the articles as well. Bien, here are some basic rules forming plurals in Spanish. Words that end in vowels A, E, or O form the plural by adding an S only. La corbata, you make it plural by adding an S. Las corbatas. La becomes las, corbata becomes corbatas. El muchacho, you attach, ends, you see that the word ends in vowel O or A, you attach S and you make it plural. El becomes los, the boys. The boy, the boys. El traje, the suit. El traje los trajes. El becomes los to make it plural. Words that end in a consonant at es. For example, mujer. La mujer becomes las mujeres. Attach es. La pared becomes las paredes. El suéter becomes los suéteres. Number 3, if the consonant at the end of the word is z, it changes to c and add es. It's only a few, there's only a few words like this. Lápiz is one of those. El lápiz ends in z. To make it plural, get rid of the z and attach es. Los lápices. La luz. Las luces. Okay? And here are some more videos that you guys can watch besides this one that I'm recording. And let's do this one activity together. Only number 1. Complete the sentences with el or la. Use la if the noun is feminine. Use el if it's masculine. Sometimes the noun will help you. Sometimes the adjective. So look at the entire sentence before deciding which article to use. Estudiante es rubia. Okay, estudiante. It has to be the student is blonde. But now, what do I use? El or la? Estudiante by itself doesn't tell me the gender. Es rubia, blonde. Rubia ends in A. So that tells you that the person that you're describing is a female person. So the word that goes here is la. La estudiante es rubia. If we had rubio with O, the answer would be el, a male student. El estudiante es rubio, rubio. But no, here is rubia, so the answer is la. Bien, okay, chicos, this was a long video, but I know that it's going to be useful for you to watch the entire video. See you in the next one.